Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some seriously intriguing whispers, and one of the most explosive potential moves could shake up the AFC East and the entire league. We're talking about a possible blockbuster trade that, if it goes down, could redefine how the Bills approach this upcoming season and beyond. The buzz centers on Ja'Marr Chase, the dynamic wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bills are reportedly eyeing him as a game-changer. It's still just speculation at this point, but the details are enough to get Bills fans excited and maybe a little nervous about what could be coming down the pipeline. To give you a quick rundown, sources suggest that the Bengals, who are currently navigating a rebuild with a cap space of around $69 million, might be open to trading Chase. The reason? Well, Cincinnati is in a bit of a tough spot, sitting at 6th and needing to prioritize some key positional upgrades, especially on the defensive line and at quarterback depth. The Bengals are considering moving Chase for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft and a fifth-rounder in 2027, aiming to free up cap space and address their team needs. This move would be a classic case of a rebuilding team trading a star for future assets, especially if they believe they can develop other young talent or draft a franchise QB to lead them forward. Now, for the Bills, this potential trade is a goldmine. Despite having a cap hit of around $7 million, which makes the deal feasible from a financial standpoint, what makes Chase such an attractive target is his explosive playmaking ability. With the Bills losing Dawson Jones recently, there's a clear need for a wide receiver who can stretch the field and create mismatches in the secondary. Chase, at just 25 years old, has already established himself as one of the most dangerous deep threats in the league. Since entering the NFL in 2021, he's been nothing short of spectacular, averaging over 300 yards per season and hauling in 7 touchdowns in just 15 games last year. His yards per reception sit at an impressive 11.2, and he's particularly elite at yards after catch, averaging 5.4 yards YAC per reception, which ranks among the top 8 in the league. Chase's profile is reminiscent of some of the best young receivers in the game, and he brings a combination of speed, agility, and playmaking instinct that could turn Buffalo's offense into a nightmare for defenses. His PFF grade of 88.5 positions him as one of the top 4 wideouts in the league, and his EPA per target of 0.22 shows he's highly efficient in creating value every time he's targeted. What's more, his contested catch rate of 58% is elite, especially considering the high difficulty of those catches, making him a true alpha receiver. Over his career, Chase has accumulated 512 receptions for 741 yards and 53 touchdowns, and his potential to emulate or even surpass the impact of a player like Tyreek Hill is not out of the question. Now, let's talk about the reasons why the Bengals might be willing to part ways with Chase. First, they have some pressing needs at quarterback depth, which is critical for a team that wants to compete now. Plus, Cincinnati's overall rebuild implies they might prioritize draft picks and cap flexibility over holding onto a star receiver, especially if they believe they can develop their young core around Joe Burrow. The Bengals are also considering other moves, like trading Chubb or focusing on bolstering their defensive line, which is in a bit of a rebuild mode itself after a 6-10 season. For the Bills, acquiring Chase isn't just about adding a star, it's about transforming the entire offense. Josh Allen would have a true game-breaker on the outside who can turn short passes into big gains and stretch defenses to their breaking point. With Chase's ability to gain yards after the catch, averaging 5.4 yards YAC per reception, Buffalo's offense could become even more explosive, especially in the red zone and on third downs. Pairing him with Stefon Diggs, who boasts a PFF grade of 86.7, creates a 1-2 punch that defenses simply can't handle. Imagine the duo combining for over 500 yards and 15-plus touchdowns, making the Bills' aerial attack one of the most dangerous in the league. From a strategic perspective, Chase's presence would also open up the run game, adding an extra 1-2 yards per carry on rushing attempts, as defenses would be forced to respect his deep threat. This would allow the Bills to diversify their offensive attack, keeping opponents guessing and making it harder to double-team Diggs. Historically, players like Cooper Kupp in 2021 showed how a dynamic receiver can elevate a team's entire offense. Chase has that same potential, especially considering his youth and proven production. Looking ahead to the postseason, the addition of Chase could be a game-changer. Odds to win the Super Bowl have already shifted, with Fox reporting that the Bills' odds could improve from plus 900 to plus 550 if the trade happens. Chase's ability to perform in high-pressure situations, much like Julian Edelman or Wes Welker in their prime, makes him an X-factor not just for regular season success, but for deep playoff runs. His track record in contested catches and clutch moments hints at a player who thrives when the stakes are high, and his potential to emulate a player like Moss in 2007, in terms of playoff yardage, just adds to the excitement. Of course, such a move isn't just about adding talent, it's about making a statement. The Bills, under the leadership of Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll, have consistently been a team that aims to push the limits of their roster and strategies. Bringing in Chase would send a message that Buffalo is all in on winning now, building a team that can hang with the best of the best, and finally get over the hump to secure a Super Bowl title. The impact on the team's chemistry and locker room can't be overstated either. Chase, with his explosive skill set, would fit right into the Bills' culture of hard work and relentless competition. His ability to turn routine plays into highlight reel moments would energize the locker room and fire up the fan base even more. Moreover, with Allen at quarterback, who has shown he can elevate his game when he has elite receivers, the sky's the limit. The pairing of Allen and Chase could become one of the most dangerous duos in the NFL, reminiscent of the early days of the Mahomes-Kelsey connection, but with a younger, even more explosive receiver. But let's not forget the bigger picture. The Bills are entering a crucial phase of their franchise development. They're aiming not just for playoff appearances, but for sustained Super Bowl contention. Adding a player like Chase, even if it costs some future picks, could be the piece they need to push them into that elite tier. The AFC is deep and competitive, with teams like Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville all vying for supremacy. But with Chase on board, Buffalo could have that extra edge that makes all the difference. In conclusion, while all of this is still in the realm of speculation, the potential of pairing Ja'Marr Chase with the Bills' already potent offense is tantalizing. His youth, explosiveness, and ability to change the game could redefine what Buffalo is capable of offensively. It's a bold move, certainly, but one that could pay off big time if it materializes. Imagine the Bills storming through the AFC with Chase leading the charge, dominating defenses, and making a serious push for that Super Bowl ring. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this rumored Chase trade? Do you think it's a move that could elevate the team to new heights? Or do you believe it's too risky, given what we might have to give up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice is what keeps us going. I'll be back soon with more updates and insights, so stay tuned for all the latest Buffalo Bills news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep believing that this team can finally bring home that elusive Super Bowl trophy. Go Bills!